All right, we are live, folks.
Woo.
And
All right.
Hi, I'm Keith Williams. I've worked on things like Web of Spider-Man and, Action Comics, She-Hulk, The Phantom, and you're on. What are we on? Oh my God!
Splash
we're on
pages.
Splash pages. We're on Splash pages. Yes. I knew I knew I'd do that very well. I knew. Yes.
That is truly great.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
hello, everybody. Oh, my toes are beans again. Oh, my toes are beans again. Oh no, I gotta go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Splash Pages. I'm Leo, the monkey behind the keyboard here. We got a great show for you. Got a lot of great guests, great news. But let's, I don't really think I'm Leo right now. So let's see what's going on next with the other guy.
Well, hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Splash Pages. We are going to go crazy tonight because Leo isn't here to part us. Somebody's microphone is being very naughty.
It's probably me.
Actually, I think it's Keith. Sorry.
Is it me?
So, yeah. Okay. But, hi, Tom Dog.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Nikosi. Welcome to Splash Pages. We're going to have a great night tonight. I'm trying to figure all this out. I'm going a little crazy. Let's go over and see how Mahai is doing.
Hello, guys. Hello. Curious of golf, build of the things here. Just happy to be back in the show and happy Tuesday.
All right. Drew Malo.
What? Where? Oh, Right, that's me. Well, it's Tuesday, and I'm still kind of trying to understand how, but time is weird. Time is very weird. Weird stuff. But yes, we have a great guest here. I've never met him, but already he sounds great. It's kind of like when your friend talks about like someone you know who is like a really cool dad, and like they just hype him up all the time, and you kind of want to meet him, but then you're scared because they've been so hyped that you feel like you're going to embarrass yourself, and then then you say the worst thing possible when you meet him, and then you're like, well, that nightmare became true. That didn't happen. So he's really chill. He's got a career that's absolutely fantastic, working with some of the comic books best. You've seen him on Web of Spider-Man, Spectacular She-Hulk, Harlem Hellfighters. He did the Phantom for over almost a decade, or probably more. He's done a lot, and he's still a super nice guy. Our guest host can't stop raving about him. Everybody, the one, the only, the smiling Keith Williams.
Hey guys, how you doing? Hi. Thanks for inviting me to your show.
Thank you for coming on. We appreciate it, my man. So, all right. So, Carrie, I just also want to stress the reason I was cracking up while we were waiting was because the cat Leo flashed randomly, and I just thought that was the reaction to adult content, nudity, discussions of violence. So I saw that end, and I just saw. Wait, no. This was the reaction. Hold on. It was just, that was why I was cracking up for like 3 minutes straight. So I just wanted to tell you that was an accident, but that was absolutely fantastic. So I just wasn't just getting the giggles out before the show. So like I said, Keith, nice to finally meet you. Heard a lot, especially from the cheerful one above me, who got to see a lot of you recently at the show. So MJ, take it away.
Yeah, so I believe the first time we met may have been Rhode Island Comic Con or Fan Expo. It was because I remember buying a few things from you. I bought Phantom, which, by the way, the person absolutely loved it.
Ah, great.
Because I think you met George. She was the one that had mentioned after we saw each other on Saturday that he's old enough that he remembers when it was just a comic strip. And the fact that you're able to keep like the same look, not slight change, of course, different artists, but he really enjoyed that. And he's correct. I really enjoyed the art style. You made the transition really well, and it ran for like a decade.
It sure did. Yeah,
it was great read, and of course we got in the era of video game movies.
Yes, that's right. Something like that. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I really feel like a lot of the art you did, and of course you work with I'm notating because I'm like, dude, your career is so like everyone. When you worked on remember you worked on the mask with En Lobo, yes?
I did work on the Mask logo. I worked on the Mask regular series, the dark one also, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I remember that because that style, you have a really kind of a unique, like everyone's got their thing, like, but I really like the Mask, as opposed to the movie for Jim Carrey was very dark, but you still might have the vibrant color, but still keeping that aura of like, he's not a great guy. Like you can tell, you feel the weight of it, and that's not really an easy thing to do in comics.
No, that's true. Yeah. Wow. Big difference between the Jim Carrey and the Mask in the comics.
Oh yeah.
Definitely darker in the comics. Yeah, and people do die a lot in that. But I really enjoyed working with Doug Monkey and oh god, it was
John Arcudi.
Arcudi, yes. He I don't know how he sleeps. What kind of nightmares he has at night, but he puts them out there on a page. But it was great. I really enjoyed working with him on that, and Walter also.
Well, I think the thing that was so funny about the Mask, which is funny because Arcudi wrote 1 or 2 episodes for the animated series, which you could always tell because the plots were insane, is like you said, like a lot of people, like I've told people, like, oh, it's based on a comic book, and people are like, really? What's it like? And I'm like, it's different. Stanley Ipkiss is in it. I can confirm that. But like you said, he's such an anti-hero. Like it's no one is safe. But then again, you know, as you go down, the mask, whoever was wearing it, always changed. So, which is always so funny because they only allude to that briefly in the film. That, you know, whoever wears it, it's a different power. But it was just such a different entity. So, you know, again, you got to work on that. And then compared to the other works you've also done, you know, you seem to like comedy. You seem to like characters who got jokes.
I'm just, you know, I fell into those. I guess I was lucky in a way. You know, it makes it more fun. I love inking monsters and stuff like that. Stuff that has weird kind of angles and things. It's fun. The Mask had a lot of that. You know, like it was very insane. And also, you know, like you have Spider-Man 2, which is like he's a joker. He always likes to make puns as he's fighting. That's just the thing. Yeah, I enjoy the fun stuff. But still, there's a lot of dramatic stuff too.
And I think also another story that I want to highlight from our guest host is that you made her day because she was, I think one of the times you met her, she was wearing a costume nobody really recognized. And you were one of the two people who gave her the credit. And I'm going to let, since it's your story, I feel it's weird telling it and you're right here. So
yeah, it was. So I really like. It's a little backstory why I was so excited. It was the character was Photon, white. The comic photo white, and it looked great, and I was really like it. No one knew who it was meant to be. It was like Keith and like maybe one other person knew. Oh, that's Photon. I'm like, get out of town. Like, and I really liked the character. I was telling a few friends of mine, it's kind of fun because when I had making a Captain Marvel movie, I'm thinking Captain Marvel.
Right.
Like, oh, well, it was disappointing. The movie was great, don't get me wrong, but like, when I'm hearing Captain Marvel, I want, you know, Captain Marvel with a suit and all. I was so excited. And I went out and I got that suit as a custom suit.
Right.
And I did it, and I enjoyed the suit, but it was kind of frustrating that not only two people, Keith Williams, of course, it was fantastic. You're one of them, made me very happy. And like, someone knows who it is, and it's a comic artist I really like. So that was like, that made my month, I think.
That's great. Yeah, I that kind of stuff sticks in my head. You know how people look. So I would sometimes if somebody walks by the table and I see them and I know who they're supposed to be, I would just call it out.
Yeah.
You know? So
Keith, we do a similar thing, and you can ask Carrie about this because we'll just be at our booth, and I'm just calling out people as they're passing by, trying to make their day and whatnot. Yes. And Carrie just gives me the look like, how the fuck do you remember who all these people are? Much less have a custom reference for each of them. Like, are you sure you're human?
Yeah, because I think what was it? Also Zatanna, I think. So you do Zatanna. Like, holy hell! All right, that's all right.
Sure.
Yeah, because
I love comic books. You guys love comic books, you know. So
I love comics, and it's like, well, like very few people get that one either. Zatanna.
Yeah, well, you know.
I would.
Well, but I think that's the thing, you know, when you're at a con, you know, because I've done costumes where people stop to take photo like all the time, and then I've also done cons where 3 people take your photo. So everybody just wants a little credit here or there, you know, because a lot of times they put hard work in their stuff, and you know, we all want the attention, MJ, whether we want to admit it or not. We desire it. So. You know.
I literally made my hat glow, guys, for this prop. Like, my hat actually glow like hers. I'm building Gambit stuff right now that lights. It's gonna light up, and it's gonna be. That's taking forever, but it's great.
I I'm going to be really sorry, but the next time I see you, if you have that stuff, I mean, you know what I'm going to say. So, you know, I'm going to be like, I know how long you were waiting for that, and let me tell you, you should have waited longer. You know,
Rude. First of all, rude, sir. But you know what's sad about the Zatanna? I did all the props. I did make it glow. No one knew who I was. But as soon as Stephen, my Constantine, he cosplays as Constantine. Oh, then they get it. Thanks.
Okay. You know who would have got it? Paul Dini would have knew who it was.
Oh yes, okay. Paul Dini would have got it. That's true.
Paul Dini would have been like, I know you, and I'm like, we know, Paul. You wrote the episode. We got it, buddy. So, thank you. But back to you, Keith. Something I want to bring up is that you worked with
Drew.
Yeah.
Drew.
What? Is it me?
Sorry. It was just my wife. She's
sorry.
Right now. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
She's out now.
Hi, Mrs. Keith.
Hi, Mrs. Williams.
Oh, I gotta say that. I gotta tell her that. Hi, Mrs. Keith. I like that. That's great. Oh man.
Hey, Mrs. W.
She's gone.
Oh, damn it! Delusion's gone. Snap the wand. We're done.
I'm so sorry, gosh. Guys, go ahead.
So my question was that in Spectacular She-Hulk, you got to work with the great John Byrne, who I met once, and I don't very often fanboy. Carrie can attest to it. There are some moments where I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for a creator, and meeting John I've never been more terrified in my life, because I've heard great stories, and then I heard stories where he's very specific. So the entire time I'm thinking of all the things I don't want to say, and I'm just reviewing in my brain like, no, that's stupid. No, that's fanboy. No, that's illiterate. No, that's way too sexual. All these things. And then later on, I just get up. It's like, I'm a big fan of your work. Can you please sign these? Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, you sound just like me.
I actually fangirled, I think, meeting Keith. I think I was almost crying, guys. No lie. I was like almost
No, come on.
Mirror the makeup.
I feel the same way when I go and meet
people
too. So I can understand how you can feel like that with John. I get it.
My close, and now, of course, my friend is in it. Goes, yeah, you're never gonna live that down. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. Okay.
Yeah. So, but what was it like working with John on you're doing She-Hulk. This is the height. I mean, I feel like you guys were breaking fourth walls before Deadpool made it a thing.
That is true. She-Hulk was first,
right?
She's totally aware of where she is, and what's going on. Maybe that's why she has that kind of attitude that she has.
Mm-hmm.
But it was great working with John. I think it was actually Mark Grunwald who got me in touch with him, with John, because he was looking for somebody at first, before the She-Hulk stuff, to work as a background inker,
right,
on Alpha Flight, and I guess I did a good job with that. But even before that, he actually introduced me to comic book fans as an assistant working with him on the book. He had my name, on the inside of the book, which totally blew my mind. And he carried that on to the Hulk, and then over to Action Comics, and then asked me if I was interested in doing She-Hulk. And I was definitely not going to say no to the person that I loved since Rod 2000.
Oh yeah,
a little bit of this real quick.
Yeah.
But
he to me, he's absolutely fantastic. I know wow, that's the first one. I know he could be a curmudgeon in some cases, but and he gets I think a little upset with me because I'm always talking about the good part of him and everything. I think he'd rather be the curmudgeon, but sorry, John. You did really good by me. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I like I said, getting to meet him and just having his autograph, I explained to people like, yep, met John Byrne. They're like, what was that like? I was like, it's something. It's something scary, but grateful. I have a photo of him signing my Hellboys.
Wow.
Because I'm a huge Hellboy fan, so I was like, yeah, I gotta. Like I had that and Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. And like I have a photo of him signing my book. So someone like, you didn't get those signed. I'm like, whoa. Shazam, deal with it. But yeah, so just and the work you guys did was just fantastic. I mean,
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was scared to death.
People are probably wondering why I have this frozen, but you guys were talking about breaking the fourth wall, and it's just, this is right where she's talking to the people as the panels cover her and like, yes, this is still a code approved book,
Yeah.
Just chat.
That one, I love the jump rope one too.
Right?
That is great. Wow. I haven't really looked at this for a while, so it's like it's really something.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yep.
It isn't half. I guess it isn't half bad. I was like, I'm always like saying, oh, I could do so much better on his stuff now.
Were you worried about the nostalgia goggles? It's like this was good then, and you're like, oh
yeah.
Boy, this is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could see.
Yeah.
I could see things I could have done. Like better.
Yeah, you see the cracks. You're like, nope.
Oh yeah.
Could have done that better there. And then another thing I wanted to bring up is you worked for quite a bit on Web of Spider-Man.
Yes.
And my God, I mean, the amount of different writers, artists, and whatnot you had during your time. I mean, that was crazy. So, I mean, what was that like working with, where, you'd have someone for a while and then it would shift?
Well, that's the advantage of being an inker, I guess, is that you're not just on one book for a long period of time, like pencils. They have like a certain book that's theirs, and people identify with that. With me being an inker, I could bounce around to different books when they need me.
Right.
It's kind of like, I guess you could say it's kind of hard at the beginning to work on a new person, because you gotta figure out the rhythm. You gotta figure out, like if he's more organic or more mechanical, like with his style. Am I gonna use a crow quill? Am I gonna use a brush? For him, I'm gonna use both. And you got, I guess I have to feel it out for like maybe the first few issues before I really get into a rhythm with the person that I'm working with. I'm just hoping that they don't fire me before that happens.
You're talking about Spider-Man here. I just grabbed the first one of the arc here, but the difference in how this was inked and the shading on it, there's just so much hatching and cross hatching done and very intricate line work, but not as many big brush strokes. Like Peter's bag there is just insane. That
right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, a lot of that you could thank Alex for it.
Right.
Doing with me, I was looking at a lot of different inkers at that time, and this is when I was first first book that I actually had as a regular gig, and I was really trying to find my style here.
Right.
And I still don't think I have a real style, actually. But with this, it was either a Joe Senedy style that I was trying to do, or I started to get into like Tom Palmer and try to do that. I don't know if I was driving Alex crazy with the way I was using things. I was teaching myself how to use a brush on some of it also, because brushes were really scary to me back at that time.
Right.
But yeah, Yeah, with Alex, I was very lucky to actually work with him for like 5 years. Working
So
with him.
this is kind of silly, but did you? I know this is the letterer's job. I have an obsession with lettering. Did you do the inking on the letter stuffs?
The lettering? No,
Yeah.
that was a separate person that did that, and I think that's when it was still actually on the board instead of being pasted on later or in the computer like they do it now. So it could usually the letterer might have been like Janice Chang or some of the other guys that would usually do it. We all do separate parts of the book, especially back then.
Mhm.
You know, the writer, the penciler, the inker, the letterer, the colorist.
Yeah, I
They all
just
do
since I thought it was the older thing, I wasn't sure if you colored in or did some of the stuff in the lettering after you drew it, because I'm always interested in figuring stuff out.
Right. Actually, later on, when it was done in the computer, they had us do the borders around it. It used to be the letterer that would do the borders and then the lettering, and then I would work. I would do the inking on top of that. So the lettering would actually block off parts, like of the scenery that's in the background, which would make it easier for us. But then when the computers came, none of the lettering was on the artwork anymore, so we had to work on the whole thing because we didn't know where the lettering was going to be placed.
Make this great scene, and then suddenly "crack a boom" is written over the entire background.
Cool, right? Letterers are absolutely amazing. That's an art all to itself. And for the people who still do it by hand, it's absolutely incredible.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of, because we had
twice, and I just love him.
Yeah, and speaking of Keith, we had Mark Morales on last week, and we were talking, and I remember asking, I was like, "Do you guys like have a secret chat? Do you like inkers have like a text line? You guys are sharing tips, showing pages, like you guys have like a little hidden meeting, like inkers unite."
I don't know how you found this out, and we might have to
very
kill
perceptive.
you.
I've seen things
for learning this. You're not supposed to know that we go and meet each other at a Burger King. That's
random
not supposed to know that. No, actually, we only really get a chance to really talk to each other when we're at comic book conventions.
Wow.
That's one of the few times we meet, and we get to see each other's work and stuff like that. But it's really funny. We really don't talk too much about how we do our stuff. We're talking about other things when we're there. So, but and the fact that we all live in our own like places, and with me, I'm usually in the dark with my lamp on, and I'm just drawing in there by myself. I'm totally isolated, so it's like the only times we do get to talk as a group would be at the conventions.
Right.
but no, there's no
secret society.
There's no secret society. I wish there was.
Yeah. Well, you never know, man. An inker's version of the Illuminati.
Can you imagine?
You don't understand? Am I convincing you that there isn't one? I'm convincing you that there isn't one, right?
Oh boy.
Okay, good. Okay.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
I was.
Let's see you there.
Say no more.
Oh my gosh!
We don't want you to stop working, Keith. We got to put food on the table.
Please do. On my walls, please do not stop working.
Yeah, she has space in between each thing, so you got to fill that with some food.
You got it.
Well, MJ, do you have anything? I feel like I'm questioning.
I was going to ask about work with Mike Esposito.
Oh, go.
That's Mike Esposito. My gosh, yeah. That was the first person that I actually worked with at Marvel. Don Perlin, who worked at Marvel at the time, he saw my stuff and was very happy. You know, like with what he saw, and he called me up one night and asked me if I was interested in doing background inking, which I didn't even know that they did background inking.
Oh, very
Didn't know
cool.
what it was. So said, yeah, it's everything but the figure work. You do everything else. And I said, yeah, sure, I'd love to. So he sent me up to Marvel, and my first gig was doing Marvel Team Up.
Really?
And that was with Jim Mooney and Mike Esposito was the inker on it.
Very cool.
You know, and for a few issues, that's how it went. And then I guess Mooney left, and then Ron Friends took over as penciler. So I think that was like actually his first Spider-Man stuff. Was
Very cool.
when I was doing the backgrounds on his stuff. So I had to make sure that whatever Mike did in the foregrounds, that I made it look seamless.
Yeah, because you don't want it to have like this about you want to to be a part of a picture, not just
exactly. Yeah. Just had to take care of all that. And that's the way it went with me as a background inker with Joe Sinnott, with John Byrne, and everybody else that I worked over.
There's also, I know you worked for, I know you did some work for DC.
Yes.
I think was Moonstone, was it?
And Moonstone Comics.
It was Moonstone. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh gosh, that was the Kochak.
Yeah.
Night Stalker Chronicles and Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah.
I worked over.
Buckaroo Banzai. I was going to ask about that too, but oh my gosh, Banzai.
Yes. Yeah. That was great. I had a really good time on that. It was a continuation of the movie.
Oh, nice.
So it's like what happened right after the movie. And the funny thing is that I also worked on the Buckaroo Banzai story that they did at Marvel back when Mark Texera was the penciler on that, and they asked me to do some background inking over his stuff. It's really amazing how, you know, like I was doing it back then, back in like the 80s and the 90s, and then I was doing the 2000s.
Crazy.
Oh, plus I also got to see the original movie, and I got to hold the main thing, which was the overthruster.
Wow.
That Buckaroo Banzai used in the car that allowed him to go through the mountain.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
I mean, next thing you know, you had like a photo with Peter Weller. I was just like, all right, I'll be like, wow, we have something in common because we both have photos with RoboCop. So there you go.
With Dr. Peter Weller, yes.
Right, that's right. Everybody
mess that up.
That's true. I learned that when I met him years ago. It's Dr. Peter Weller. Everybody, he studied.
Yes.
You got to make sure you give him his proper accreditation.
He did get his doctorate. Yes. So,
but he's such a nice guy. But
he really
and then when I saw Buckaroo Banzai, I was like, oh, what a great weird movie.
That was a great movie. I loved it, and it was like Doc Savage. Like updated sort of, because he had his group, that was behind him, his men that did all these interesting things, But Buckaroo Banzai and his group, they knew how to play music. Which was great. Yeah.
It makes them cooler, instantly cooler.
I think so. Absolutely.
So, and then moving on, like to switch gears to another thing. So, I mean, we have to bring up, you worked on the Phantom for, correct me if I'm wrong, about a decade?
Yes. About 10 years. Mm-hmm. From, 1995 to 2005, yeah.
Jeez.
Big fan. Phantom.
So, I mean, and then on top of it, I feel like, and I feel like we brought this up before on other guests, I feel like something of that longevity it really does feel like a thing of comic book past because, like, I feel like, especially where we see projects where people on the same creative team are there year after year after year is so rare now, because a lot of times, you know, the way comics are, you know, you need the fill-ins or you need assistants because life happens and process. But I mean, 10 years, man. I mean, did you, when you accepted the project, did you think 10 years later you'd be like,
I didn't even think it was gonna be like a month.
Oh, really?
I had no idea.
Oh,
It was luck. That was a job that Danny Fingeroff got me in touch with.
wow,
He sent me to Jay Kennedy, who was at the time the guy who ran the comic strip part of King Features for the newspapers, and I got to meet him and show him my artwork and my inking, and he said, "Oh well, you're gonna have to see Lee Falk. He'll be the one to, you know, definitely okay you, you know, like if he wants you to do it or not, you know." So the creator of the Phantom, you know, I didn't really know about the I knew about the Phantom, but I wasn't really into, except for Defenders of the Earth, all that stuff that was going on. But they sent me to Lee Falk, who lived on West 86 and Central Park West. I mean, these are the cartoonists that made money. Okay, so I go up to meet him in his sixth floor apartment that only had an elevator that went just to his door. There's a little tiny alcove area, and picture of the Phantom, you know, like in a different language, on the wall, and there's his door, and that's it. You know, so he opens the door, and he's like wearing like sort of like a smoking jacket, sort of like, and he lets me come in, and he shows me into the living room, and you're able to look out the window, and he has like this amazing view of Central Park West, and you also have the planetarium right below him. And it's also the area where they would blow up the balloons for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. So, you know,
right.
he gets that every year. But he was such a nice guy, you know, fortunately. And I showed him my work, and he said, "Okay, you got the job."
Damn.
Very cool.
And I just kept working, and I wanted to try and make sure that it looked at the continuation to look like Cy Barry. I was coming in the middle of a story that he was doing, and he retired in '95. Phantom Cowboy. So I had to make sure that it, and George Olsen, he was the penciler, and he also, you know, worked with Cy too. So I just had to make sure that it looked as close to Cy as possible. So all I was worried about was like making sure that it had a good continuity and didn't shake people up.
Absolutely. So I have to ask, just because again, I admittedly am a fan of it, but I like what like when you guys as a comic creators work on projects and then you see them be adapted to film, is that one of those where you're like, yay, and then it's like, oh, okay.
Well, you know, okay, so the Phantom. Okay,
Right.
I love Billy Zane in it. He was great. He was the Phantom. He must have, you know, like read a lot of the strips. You know, I mean, got a basic idea of how he's a friend to his friends, and he's an enemy. He's a serious enemy to his enemies. Okay,
right.
So, but I might have felt that it was still at that time when we were a little nervous. It was before Iron Man. It was before the Hulk, I think. They were still trying to figure that comic books were supposed to have that word comic in it. So, you know, like more like the slight Batman-y kind of 66 kind of stuff. So, you know, like they Treat Williams was a great actor and everything, but he really chewed up the scenery in that movie. And the Three Skulls and all that stuff. It was interesting, but overall, the whole movie, I did enjoy it. I do know that a lot of people thought that it could have been better. You know, I actually saw the premiere, and I got to meet Billy Zane. So, you know,
nice.
Was cool too. Yeah.
I
I liked it.
Okay. I mean, listen, I know.
I wish there was another part to it so that maybe they could have grew it a little bit more, and try and get into it as an action adventure thing more than comic book comedy kind of. But it's good. It was good.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I mean, the fact that you got to meet Billy Zane, and I assume
Yes,
you
it's
introduced
true.
yourself as, hi, yeah, I've been, inking it a bit longer than you've been the Phantom, and he was like, oh wow, cool, man, like nice. How you doing?
Yeah, I like you. I get tongue tied. So
Yes.
it was basically saying hi. You do great work. And this is even before Titanic.
Right,
So,
of course.
So he was just very nice to me. He was very patient for the few minutes that we
Fair
got
enough.
to talk together. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, listen, that's fantastic. And like I said, I mean, we're of the age now where I feel like now so many people are like, was it a movie? And I'm like, there was a time when comic books were comic books.
Mm.
So I don't know, guys. MJ, Carrie, do you have any questions? I feel like I'm doing that thing where I'm talking a lot again.
Yeah.
It's okay. I was looking through some of your original art and stuff that was on sale at different places, like the prints and stuff that you've made. Oh boy, mother. But I was wondering, when you're doing your own stuff and you don't have to conform to anybody else's style, whatever the penciler's doing, what kind of inking what kind of brushes or pens, what medium do you like to use? I know there's like the ink pens, there's markers, there's all the different kinds of brushes and stuff, but what are you most comfortable in and what do you enjoy most for yourself?
Well, when I have the time, I really like working with folk quills. They're fine. I started with those, and I could make it sometimes, most of the time. I could make it look like it could be brush. Also, I could do something like that. I have more control with that than any of the other tools. Brushes are good. I did teach myself how to make really thin lines with a number 2 Winsor Newton Series 7 brush. Okay, let's see. With the crow quills, those are usually 102 hunt nibs. That's a crow quill nib that you dip in ink, and then you do your artwork. You draw on the page. Use microns, which are markers. They come in different kinds of sizes. They took the place of rapidograph, which were things that you would fill up and would be really, really hard to clean when they would get clogged up. And I would take those things apart. It's such a nightmare trying to put them back together again after you clean them. So thank goodness for microns. For coloring, I use things like Copic markers. Or other kinds of alcohol-based markers. I also use watercolors if I'm doing coloring, stuff like that. Also, would use the Flip Studio Paint program for coloring for some things if I'm turning my original artwork into a print. So I'd use that. I got a whole mess of different tools that I use, and I'm always learning. I'm always learning how to use different things. I'm continuously learning, and it's never boring for me. It's
awesome.
It's always scary and fun and at the same time and interesting, and when you learn a new thing, it's like you're accomplishing something. It's great.
That is great that you're so versatile and that you still love it.
Yes.
Because I know so many people that are just like, it's like it's become a job and that's all it is. And it's just like, no, if you don't like it, quit doing it. This is something art requires passion. It's not just getting paid,
That's true. that is true. You know, if you wanted to get really paid, there are other professions that that you could get paid a lot better than actually being an artist. But I love doing this stuff, and this is something that I wanted to do since I was a kid. In a strange way, I have to thank Photoshop for being created, because if it wasn't for that, I would still probably just be an inker. And I was like doing that because I was an inker for most of the time that I was, like doing this, about 30, almost 30 years at that point. But once Photoshop came and they learned how to darken pencils, so that inkers weren't needed as much, I said to myself, well, I got to get back into, doing what I really wanted to do first, which was pencil. And that's, that's how I had to relearn how to do everything all over again. I was able to correct other people's pencils, but I wasn't able to do it for myself. I had to really reteach myself a lot of stuff. And that's good too, because I haven't really been penciling for really a long period of time. So like I said, it's interesting. It still interests me. It's scary and it's fun.
Okay.
So you're doing that on Photoshop and on tablets?
I could
or
do
do
it
you
on
do it on paper and
tablets.
scan it in?
I do work on a Wacom tablet, so I do do a lot of sketching on that to get an idea, and then after that I would send it to my printer, and I'd have it printed out, and then and then this is another step that makes it even longer than it should be. I would use lead on the back of the paper, and I'd darken that in, then turn it over, and then I would draw it onto another piece of paper so that it would be clean. It wouldn't be blue line, it would be pencil line. So then after I do that, I can ink it and I can erase the pencils. You don't see any kind of blue line or anything like that. It's just a finished original piece of artwork at that time. I do a lot of steps.
Shout out for that awesome job on Quantum and Woody.
Yes, absolutely.
Holy cow. Grief. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great book.
Mm-hmm.
Such a silly, fun book. Quantum Woody. My God.
And so you're still into comics too? Like, are you collecting, or are you still reading stuff?
Wow, I used to collect a lot, but it's become a little expensive now. So it's like I kind of wait. Sometimes I wait for the trade paperbacks if I'm gonna, pick up a story that sounds interesting. I'll do that. But I used to have. I still do have thousands of comic books, in boxes up in my loft area. So, from starting to collect when I was a teenager, all the way up until probably I was in my late 30s, most likely. Yeah.
Oh.
And if I see a book that I like, I'll pick it up. Like if I stop.
There you go. Why not?
Or Midtown Comics, one of those.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I feel like Leo would ask this, so Carrie, I'm going to ask one of the Leo questions. Yes. So, when you're not, creating works of art. What are you passionate about outside of doing comics and whatnot? Or is there anything you geek out about? Anything you do for fun? What is the story of Keith Williams outside of the studio?
Let's see. Having a moment in time to relax and sit down with my wife and maybe watch a movie. Right now we're watching Suits, so we do that around dinner time. So
Nice.
that and being able to go out and have dinner and then just take a walk, things like that. That doesn't involve any of this. Yeah. Oh, believe it or not, if I ever do get the chance, cleaning the house. I go wanting to clean my room, which is a mess right now. I get like those little things will like I feel it's like an accomplishment.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You can come over anytime.
Yeah, same. Like my cats love the extra people.
After I do mine. After I finish mine.
I mean, listen, I'm where with him. There is something oddly therapeutic about cleaning. You just put on some good tunes and you just clean, and then you just sit down after it's all done and you're like, all right, it's gonna go to shit soon, but at least I can enjoy this one day.
One day.
Literally all this right here, guys. All last week after I got off work, literally was cleaning the house and all that because I was going to a con and all that. And all this, I hung everything up, and there's so much more that I got to hang up. I did all of this like yesterday, actually.
Wow.
And then there's more everything up because today my brother, bless him, he put up with me. I love him so much. He helped me run LEDs. They're not on right now. I just had the fairy lights on, but I love my brother. He put up with me.
Family.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That guy down there has been my Terrificon roommate for 2 years in a row. And our hotel room is immaculate. Like, I get in and I'm the person who I'm just like, everything I wear is black. So my whole suitcase is just, just like t-shirts, pants, everything, like socks. Well, I have probably colored socks, but that's it. But so I get in there and I unpack stuff, and he's already got things hanging up, and I just live out of my suitcase. I don't unpack it. I just, grab it.
Really? That could never be me. Oh my God, that could never be me.
I got to put things in the drawer.
He puts my pills.
Thank you.
He puts everything everywhere. He's just like, and I'm like, but we're only here for 2 days, so why would you unpack it, fold it, put it in a drawer, and then like just take it back out again? And like if he's the next morning, he'll be like, oh, here I got your breakfast set up, and I moved your pills, and this is the day of them, and this is your
guys. Drew, I need you for a roommate, man. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
He's a great roommate.
Listen,
I go to a lot of conventions, guys.
MJ, just let me know where to send the resume. Listen, I'm telling you, I'm funny, I'm respectful. There's always pizza.
Hey, you said there's always pizza. First of all,
there's always we always stock up on Pepe's, Frank Pepe's pizza. So, and we have it chilling in the room, which is always frigidly icebox-ish. So we come back, it's cold pizza. We chillin', we illin', we chillin', we villain, and then at the end of the day, because you've been at a con, the only thing you want to do is you eat, and then okay, cool, nighttime, okay, good night.
Listen, so the thing, I say that I do unpack. I do unpack most of it. There's some things I always have. My brother calls it my con go bag. Because I do a lot of work with charities and appearances for kids and things like that. So at any time says, hey, we need a character, I have just my grab and go suits. I take them. I'm ridiculous. I take them, I launder them, I fold them, I vacuum seal these damn cosplays, and they hang them. So literally all I've got to do is grab the suit and go.
That is.
That makes sense since you're a cosplayer. I'm just t-shirt and pull on some black pants and I'm good. So that's why I'm just like suitcase.
I'm upset because even when I'm not in costume, my day-to-day, my outfit has to look good. I'm
kind of there with her. I kind of see your validity, both of you. It really depends on my day, because some days I'm like, I'm a suit. I'm a suited up. I'm a look nice for no apparent reason because I want to be that guy. And then some days I'm like, I'm a plaid boy. I just, I literally look like something straight out of Supernatural with the plaids. You know what I mean? And then some days, like I'm just chilling. I got the plaid on. I've got some sort of nerd shirt. I've got jeans.
I'm wearing my Picard and Riker shirt.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that's me. That just depends. But you can ask Carrie, because sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna like this, and she's like, why are you in a full red suit with a black tie, like, you know? And then I'll show up, someone's like, why are you dressing up? I was like, I just felt like going to the con looking like a jazz age Mephisto.
Listen,
I like the option.
My day today, I wear scrubs for work. Okay, so I wear scrubs. Scrubs is my, what I wear. But when the days I'm not working, like when I'm not at work, I mean, I have I'm very goth. All my stuff is black, and I have the fish and all the different textures and things. I think people are like, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm just doing groceries. Where are you? She goes, I'm like, I'm just going grocery shopping. She goes, like that. I'm like, what?
You know what? Actually, this is a good question. So, Keith, so you've come into cons. You've seen a lot of cosplays, but have you yourself dressed in costume for anything? Is there would you ever go to a con and let's say maybe you're rocking some Mace Windu robes? You know what I mean?
Wow, that would be cool.
That would be so cool.
but no, I don't. I don't do that. I left all that stuff back when I was doing Halloween, stuff.
Man, come on.
This is my uniform. This is what I wear. This is it.
Listen, whatever works. I'm just saying, man. I feel you could definitely pull off some classic stuff, man.
Yeah, I agree.
I could see you rocking some. Let's see, like some Darth Vader, some Mace Windu level really stuff. Cool maybe pull out a classic, like some Meteor Man level stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, and I understand because maybe you just don't want to wear the spandex the whole time.
Definitely don't.
I mean, listen, you could even. Listen, I'm just saying you can even pull off some. Just pull off some. You could just pull on a hat, and you could just literally be James Earl Jones in Field of Dreams.
Okay. Oh.
You know what I mean? Just most casual thing in the world. They're like, no, I am not traveling with these crazy white people. Like, I don't know where you're going, but I don't care. Baseball, I don't know what this is. I don't care where you're going. I'm not getting in this band. Like, none of that.
You could be Kevin Costner. I could be James Earl Jones.
Listen, I like any person in the world. When I finally saw the movie, considering my slight issues, I did get teary-eyed at the end. I was like, okay, why? Kevin, don't do this to me. You're gonna throw the ball to Ray Liotta, aren't you? And I'm like, oh no. Like the ending, I was like, oh, the feelings.
That's all right. I cried too.
Listen.
It was very touching.
Keith, listen. It is okay to admit that we men cry. The secret is that people don't know is that when the tears hit the floor, depending on what level you're at, it turns into an object. So it could be jelly bean, it could be gold coins, and it could be, you know what?
A jelly bean.
You got some cool tears, man.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is why I don't cry, because I have to conserve my energy for when I really need the coins. Laundry day is a big deal, man.
My gosh.
But
man,
I'm just saying, Keith, if you do, I know the one above me will 100% be like, I'm sorry, look at this. This is one of my favorite creators. He's suited up. We're proud of him. He's got that.
I love.
I may or may not have spoken to them about you, man. I may or may not have.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you do like an older version of Jay from Men in Black, this is the most casual thing in the world. Cool. Like Jay, but he's Zed. I would be like, I'm for this. I'm for it. Literally, Keith, I just want you to live your best life and just consider options. That's it. I'm just putting this out there. I guarantee this is going to be a funny conversation with you and Mrs. Williams. She's going to be like, wow, he's so funny. It ain't happening, but that's so funny.
I tell you, I love the cosplayers. They're absolutely incredible. And I love taking pictures of them. You get to see them on Facebook and on Instagram.
Yeah, man. I am.
You guys are so cool. Definitely.
I like cosplay. I think what could draw me cosplay, I was really, really, really big, like overweight for so long, yeah. But people were paying me to build these props. So I was building long before I was suiting up.
Oh,
So there's a certain level of accomplishment. Now I get to suit up now too. I'm very happy. I get to suit up now,
that's great. That
and
is
I get
great.
I
I have a
still like building stuff.
Oh,
I still love building stuff. Right now, I'm working on like a new Baroness chest. I'm working on my there's always something going on in my workshop.
It's true.
cool. You guys have
Always.
incredible passion. I love it.
I,
I love
and,
it.
and the worst part, Keith, is that she'll admit she's listening to our show while she's building these things. I was like, don't put pressure on her like that.
No, you guys have been the voice. I wanted to think, you guys have been the voice in my ear for couple of years now that I'm aware of. Like when I'm building, oftentimes you're in my head, I'm laughing, and my brother's looking like, "What are you laughing at? What is your?"
Hi, it's me. I'm a silly bitch.
Here he is running the airbrush. He's running the airbrush over, like we're making texture some stuff or whatever. And he just hears, all I hear when I stop is MJ cackling. He's looking at me like, what are you? I guess the splash page goes, oh, he goes, you and your bloody podcast. He goes, and he just.
Hello.
That's great.
Yeah.
He goes, you're listening to them again, aren't you?
Yeah. Carrie, did you have a question, or you were saying something? You looked like you were gearing up.
Oh no, we're not letting the man speak at all.
Sorry.
Oh,
I'm doing fine. I'm enjoying this.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that we weren't just like cutting you off.
It's
Sorry.
okay. If you do have a question, it's fine. Oh, I just saw what is Jeremy? Oh yeah,
Jeremy.
right. Yeah.
Jeremy.
Yes.
Jar.
Hi, Jeremy.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, I saw him. I'm like, oh my God, Jeremy's here. Hey.
Mhm.
That's really
Yeah. What's up, Beaker?
That's really cool.
I walk around the cons with a squirrel and people look at me. It
Yeah.
got strange at the airport once, but I already told that story before.
Yeah, you did. It was a funny story. There was a lot of. They thought you were nuts. Thank you.
Gee, that was so bad.
I'm gonna go. I think.
Oh man.
I think.
There's in
Holy
timeout.
cow.
Yeah, I'm on timeout. I Leo'd. I'm sorry. Yeah, our pun master.
Gosh, that was awful.
Oh my.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
You said when you were really young is you decided that like comics is what you wanted to do. So
Yes.
I mean, everybody has their origin story, and you've probably recited it 1,000 times. So what was your getting into comics and deciding origin story?
Like, my grandma gave me my first comic to keep and to have, which was a Batman comic, and every weekend when she would come over to the house, she'd drop off some more comic books. But they were basically DC comics at the time, so I didn't know anything about Marvel. I did not know that. But after a while, I discovered the Marvel stuff, which was it was very different from what DC was doing. And got hooked into that too. But I wanted to do my own stuff for some strange reason. I wanted to create my own characters. I wanted to do my own stories, and I had a friend that was also interested in doing the same thing. So we both lived in the projects together, and we would hang out in the hallway of our project, and we would just be drawing and creating comic book characters, like on the floor of our hallway. And I kept going with it. He didn't. And it seemed like in high school that it really clicked, because I still was thinking of possibly being an astronaut. But I decided that I had a really great guidance counselor who saw my stuff, and I won an award for some kind of air pollution thing. And she said that you should really take this up, see where it takes you. And I was in the major art classes in high school, and that's basically what I wanted to do. All the art that they gave me, all the assignments I turned into something that looked like a comic book thing. It's just my thing. And when I went into college, I picked School of Visual Arts because Will Eisner was there, and he who created the Spirit comic strip, and
Yes.
his stuff was absolutely incredible, storytelling wise, drawing beautiful. I wanted to meet him, and I wanted to like be in his class. So there you go. I did get myself into the class. It did take a little bit of time, but I I uh, I had him sign my Contract with God book, which was like one of the first graphic novels that came out uh, back then. And I did it in his class. I was sitting there, just hanging out, and I gave him the book, and he signs it. And as he's signing, he says, "You see, this is how you get into my class." So after that point,
Nice.
I was enrolled the next term, and I stayed in there until I graduated.
And you
It
ended
was
up just working with him, didn't you, right after that?
No, I wish I
Or
did. Not
okay.
Will. No, no, I didn't. He did hire some of the people that were in the class though, but I wasn't
Okay.
ready at that
Oh,
point. My penciling, my art was not the best, which is why I was like so happy that I actually got into being an inker. So like I got in sort of like a roundabout way of what I really wanted to do, and then
That's really cool.
just took off,
Nice.
and you know that, and as well as like while I was working at Marvel, I was and a background anchor, which then got me into working with John Romita as Romita Raider,
Wow.
doing art corrections. So I was the first one to be part of that group because I overheard them talking about it, and I said, I got to do this. Like I mean, they're talking about it. When you start it, I need to be in it. So I was able to do that for a while, and then what happened was while I was doing that work, Jim Owsley was promoted as editor of Spider-Man, and Jim Owsley's Christopher Priest, who like wrote things like the Black Panther and stuff like that. So he came up to me and asked me if I was interested in being his assistant editor.
Mm.
Yeah. So I said yes, and we became the first all black editorial team at Marvel.
Wow.
And
Yes.
we were working on the flagship book. Which was
Yeah.
absolutely
Yes.
amazing that I mean, I watched Spider-Man when I was a kid back in the '60s, and all that stuff. And I always loved the character, but I never thought that it was actually going to be, working on him,
Hmm.
having him do things,
Right.
and we were there at around the time of Secret Wars, so we were also there when he changed from his red and blue costume into the black costume. So that was pretty cool period of time. But I couldn't stay there. I wanted to do inking, so I had to leave after a bit, and I started doing backgrounds again. But then I finally got my chance doing inking for Sectors. That was the first thing
Mm.
I did. Sectors, and then Transformers, and
Right.
then I got the Web of Spider-Man gig, which was pretty lucky, and I was still working on Spider-Man.
Right.
This is like wow. So yeah, so I got to ink that, like so, and did that for 5 years. So yeah,
Amazing.
yeah,
that is
yeah,
so cool.
yeah.
That
Besides all the
is.
other different books that I worked on at Marvel, like the Atlantis Attack stuff, the Quasar, Silver
Mhm.
Surfer, Warlock Chronicles, stuff like that.
That's so
Ah,
cool, man.
yeah.
So, is there anything that you've really wanted to work on that you haven't had a chance to yet that you're hoping that you get a chance to? Or
Oh, there's a lot of stuff. I don't know. It's like who knows? Like I can never say that any of it wouldn't happen. There's a lot of people coming back and doing stuff. So there's
Right.
always a chance. I mean, I would have loved to work on Batman for a bit. That would be great. And some of the other, I actually did ink a Superman, but I'd like to I'd like to do some stuff for DC, stuff like that. But it's like whatever happens, happens. Right now, I'm doing a lot of independent stuff,
Nice.
covers and things like that. So it's keeping me busy.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, that's
There's a lot of
busy's good.
There's a lot of new creator-owned stuff coming out. With like Distillery and Ghost Machine and just tons of different. I'm not going to go through list them all, but is that how do you think that's working with the comic book industry? Like, is that good for the creators? And
I think so. I think the more at this moment in time, the more the merrier. Not all of them will be, like levels like I guess Image or how they broke through or Dark Horse and stuff like that. But like I think everybody that's trying, I think it's fine. You get out there and hopefully it'll give some of the new guys that are coming up now some place to go to work, unless they're thinking of doing their own thing. Yeah, no, I know it's probably hard to make a hit. That's you got to be like lucky and like hope that enough people get to see it to be able to do something like that. But like I say, go for it. Go for it.
Mahana?
Yes.
Did you have anything?
I want to see. I think of the things I want to talk about. Oh, Domino Lady. Been in touch on her.
Domino Lady. That was Moonstone. Yeah.
It really was. It was like that was a fun read. That was fun. It's interesting to be sure.
Oh, I think we lost your mic. Oh, you muted yourself, Keith. You need to unmute.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, I was like, we can't hear you.
No, I really enjoyed inking that. It had a nice kind of like sort of like 1940s feel to it. But yeah, that was fun too. Moonstone was really great with giving me kind of different stuff to work on. For them, like I said, Kojak, and also, besides Baku Banzai, I think there was I actually did do a Phantom Captain Action thing too for them, which was really cool. Another place that I worked for was Avatar Press, and for them I did Lady Death covers.
Yes,
Lady Death. I was like also doing another book called Cross, where people who get infected by this virus, they end up getting a rash in the shape of a cross on their face, and it would turn them into maniacal, sociopathic psychopaths. It was frightening, like the things that they would do. Still gives me nightmares. Especially the covers that I did for them, which was totally insane. If you the guy who did the penciling for it, he's another one. I don't know how he sleeps at night, but he was absolutely amazing. And he would put so much into a cover that you'd have to keep looking at it to get to see everything. It was like insane. Everything from decapitations to everything. Anyway, or you had like this Mad Max kind of thing going on, with a body strapped onto the front, screaming. It's like, oh my god. But yeah, I got to do that, and there was oh gosh, what was the other thing that I messed up? Oh, besides Harlem Hellfighters, which was great. That was another one that came from Avatar Press. That was the story about World War One African Americans fighting, or trying to fight for the United States, and all the troubles and problems that they had. doing that.
Nice.
How they survived, through the war. With surviving the Germans and surviving Americans. So sort of like that. Yeah. So,
Well,
that was and there was another book, Uber, that I did. That was a World War II story. That was great. Kanan White did the pencils, and it was about super soldier formula getting into the hands of everybody, all different, all the different people who were fighting each other in World War II, and how they were using these superpowered psychopaths to go after each other to fight their war for them.
Oh, okay.
Which was really cool.
That sounds really cool, actually.
Like fun.
That does sound really cool.
I mean, that really does sound really cool.
Take a look in the go to Good Planet or one of your favorite comic book store. Hopefully they have some of that stuff. So.
Very nice.
Looking
Well,
good,
I think I'm good. Are you guys? You guys have any other questions?
I think so. I have my little notebook and I put everything down. Because I'm a list girl. I need to have my lists.
No, I understand.
I am a list person.
Well, I'm lost without this.
See? Yeah, I caught my electronic brain.
Yeah, exactly. One of these days, gonna have a jack that goes right in there.
You know what? It's this. Yeah. Kind of. No, I'm not. I'm not on board with that. In fact,
you're not ready for that. No.
Oh no, man! It'd be like a Google, like all these windows open, music coming from somewhere, don't know where it's coming from. No, that's
she's a multiple tabs girl.
Yeah, that's definitely me.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say, Keith, thank you so much for joining us, man. This is absolutely great. We, hopefully we'll all get to see you at a con together. So that's just a whole lot of crazy in one photo. So speaking of, are you going to any conventions? Do you have any upcoming cons this spring and summer that people can see you at? And on top of that, what's the best way for people to interact with you on social media?
Oh, okay. Well, this weekend coming up, I think almost like every weekend that's coming up, I kind of got something for the next bunch of weeks. But I have CT GamerCon that's in Connecticut.
Nice.
I have and what else I got? Super Retro Fest. That's in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I saw an advert for that today.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Great. And I have a Long Island comic expo thing that's going to be, I believe, at Dave & Buster's. Buster's somewhere there. And okay. I have Little Giant Comics. That's going to be in April. The 5th. Lehigh Valley. That's the 12th. Super Jersey Comic Expo. That's the 26th of April. So I got a bunch of things.
So many.
That's just I got more, but I won't get into that.
Let them go to the first date.
Right.
I run around to a lot of different shows. So yeah. Last year I must have done like 30.
Wow. Impressive, man.
That really is, man.
Insane.
Is there a chance we'll see you at Terrificon this year?
Yes, you will.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Terrificon is cool. I love Terrificon.
Okay, good. Because now, Carrie, add this to the to-do list. Photo with Keith.
And how do you keep yourself hydrated at cons? And what do you have on your con booth of this is how I survive my day?
Water.
Water, yeah. I got to tell you, when I first started doing this stuff, and I was just busy drawing, and I wasn't really thinking about hydrating, and stuff. I would be wrecked. I would be wrecked by the time the show would be closing. I've learned how to do that, and I would have some sugar-free snacks and stuff like that, and God help me, convention food.
God help you indeed.
We will
Yeah.
have a Splash Pages hydration station set up for all of our friends of the show. So we'll make sure
You guys really came through for me,
by the
man.
booth.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
man.
great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Keith, either you'd like it's usually our booth is like near the entrance, so you can't miss us if you're going through the front. But we also occasionally walk through and we're like, do you need something? Do you need something? Do you need something? It's like we were keeping Mark Wade eternally supplied with Diet Cokes.
Oh, that's
Yes, and
And
you
he
guys
was
more than once water.
he was eternally grateful. You haven't lived till Mark Wade is giving you shade about not having a fresh Diet Coke, and he sees you in the corner of his eye. He's like, "Wow, I'm so parched. Could only imagine how what I would do if I had a Diet Coke." And I'm just like,
real subtle
I
there.
see you there, Clark. I
Oh,
see
my God.
you,
Oh, yeah.
and sir, like. I'll be back in a flash.
I picked up
Oh my
these
gosh.
just for us to carry around. They're
Oh,
little
man.
they're little
Oh,
Thank
six
you.
pack
great.
box coolers. So when we make
Nice.
the rounds, we can carry those around.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
point is, now that we've identified you, sir, we know you. We will keep you hydrated. You know, if we should by chance have some sugar-free snackies, we should just discreetly drop them on your table like such, and then walk away. Been like,
You guys, you
Secret
guys
squirrel.
are the best.
Super secret.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We have no problem.
I gotta tell you,
Carrie.
conventions, they're great, and the people there are great, and you guys are fantastic.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate that. So, yeah, Carrie, do you want to just walk through the technical things and let our guests know how to leave? I mean, we don't want them to, but you know.
We've kept you for well over an hour now.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Down at the bottom.
Yeah, you
there's,
gotta watch the shows, man.
Down at the bottom, there's a red Leave Studio button, and
Oh, I see.
when you go, it'll give you the option to continue to uploads, and if you can do that, we record all of it and separately, and so it'll upload to 100%. And then you can just turn it off after it does that. And if there's a problem with it, we can send you a link later to just link to, and it'll finish the upload for you.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, don't. Everybody else will be listening to this. I don't listen to my own voice.
Oh,
So you want me to do that now?
yeah. So
Okay.
the red, God
Studio.
damn it. Yeah, the X button, just leave, and then just stay on the uploads page till it shows 100. And like Carrie said, if there's anything, I can just Facebook you a link.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Doing it. Right.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
It's so good to see you. Oh.
Wow, that was really fast. I was expecting, the drawn out goodbye.
Oh, he's actually done uploading already. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So
wow. Yeah.
So, you know what time it is, sports fans?
Oh, God. Yeah, do it. Do it.
Drew's News. Exciting tales, fresh comic views, in the pages, heroes fly, villains plot, under the sky. From Gotham's dark to Metropolis views, we cover stories old and new. Drew's News. Your daily source for comic clues. Join the fun as a heroic crew in the world of Drew's Comics News.
Excelsior!
I despise these beautiful witches.
You love us all. Okay.
Sure.
I'm actually up first here. So
Oh yeah, is it time?
Is
it time for Cullen Watch?
It is time, everybody, for Cullen Watch.
Oh,
So
God. I'm gonna sit
right.
back and drink.
Okay, feel free to sit back and drink. So first of all, I would like to say today is the 14th anniversary to the day of Cullen Bunn becoming a full-time writer. And so congratulations, Cullen. Good job. We are all very proud of you and thankful that you came into the industry as you did. And as such, he's in everything. So I have 4 stories on him today. So we just decided to smush it all into Cullen Watch. So the first thing we have going on, we mentioned this one earlier, that he was going to be releasing through Outland Rules Light role-playing system, and this is Quill and Codex. And basically, it's been designed to be enjoyed by both beginning and long-term players alike, being both easy to learn and use, and to allow players to focus more on telling their stories and rolling the dice than having to learn all the different rules. The base game rules is a fully illustrated 45-page rule book. These are some of the illustrations that were in it. And it'll give you all the rules you need to play, and is already available as a free download on Outland Entertainment, along with an introduction to the Demon Rot setting, and that is a meat grinder super dungeon that is going to continue to be published online level by level. And here's some more of the pictures from the original rule book and the character sheet over here. And Outland will be supplying tons of extra content with additional rule books already in the works, along with articles, enhancements, and optional rules. Every new piece will be adding extra lore, spells, monsters, magical items, and NPCs. And Demon Rod itself is set for the Quill and Codex rules, but is also adaptable to other RP systems. Again, all of this is online, but for those of us who will be attending Planet Comic Con, they are releasing a limited edition hard copy of both the base rules as well as a sampler of several levels of the Demon Rot dungeon setting. So,
oh boy,
yeah. So I'm heading there, and I'm going to be getting some of that. Next up, and I'm doing what's been released chronologically. So this just went up like recently. So next we're going over to Ignition Press, and I'm not going to sit there and leave it on that forever. We'll go. You can at least look at the people. So Eric Glitter, the producer of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, along with Jamie Rich, Jeremy Hahn, and Philip Sablik, launched a new publishing company, Ignition Press, back in 2024. And it's going to be releasing its first comic in August. Its first media project, The Beauty, based on Hahn's Image publication from 2018. And then Netflix has greenlit the film Extraction, which is the third in a series based on Ciudad, a Russo brothers graphic novel that was out. But they plan on focusing on creator-driven comics released on a 5-week schedule with a minimum of 3 issues ready to go before a series is announced. They have publishing plans for their weekly schedule already set through 2026. They have things in development through 2027, and they will be inviting potential fans, rather than having to rely on algorithms for different things, to interact with them directly via newsletters as well as video and audio podcasts. The reason this falls into Cullen Bunn Watch is that though there were no titles mentioned, the following works and creators were announced and interviewed at Comics Pro, and they expect to have a horror project out by Cullen Bunn and Marika Cresta, an erotic art heist thriller by Leah Williams and David Baldeón, a mystery romance with a gay lead couple with the setting and feel of the Thin Man movies by Tim McCann and Joe Eisma, and a cosmic horror by Stephanie Williams and Leticia Carnici. And Sablik is promising a very high quality of books with consistent elements meeting Comet metadata standards. Okay, and so next up, we have Dead Acres. And this, on September 16th, Vault will be releasing a 160-page full-color graphic novel adaptation of Rhett Bruno and Jaime Castel's novella Dead Acre. This is the first volume of the award-winning Black Badge series. It centers around a not quite dead outlaw, James Crowley, trying to avoid hell by serving the White Throne by hunting down demonic beings in the mortal realm. Let me show you some. They have a bunch of artwork up. The first 16 pages are up on major spoilers for those of you who would like to look at it. And it's going to be written by Cullen Bunn and drawn by Riley Brown, colored by Farius Mize, and the lettering will be done by And World Design. Per Cullen, I'm no stranger to supernatural westerns. I am a huge fan of the genre, and supernatural westerns rooted up in prose is really what cemented my fandom. So working on a story like this was a lot of fun for me. James Crowley, gunfighter returned from the grave as a kind of revenant with a mission, is a character with tons of potential. There's no end to the stories that could be harvested from his adventures. And you can just see this looks beautiful. It's got the cold palette there, and then we come into this nice we're in town warm palette thing going on. And working alongside industry heroes like Cullen and Riley has literally made my dreams come true, said Black Badge co-creator Jaime Castle. This is the best looking Western comic ever made, like striking oil. So this is, like I said, coming out on September 16th. And if you want to see more, go over to Major Spoilers. I left off one page because I wanted to. I didn't want to make another page for one more. So you're missing one here if you're trying to look really close and read. And next and last next and the last part of Colon Watch is the complete Harrow County Compendium.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay, so I showed you and opened for you guys a while back the complete Harrow County hardcover that was 10.5 pounds that I'm going to be hauling down with Major Planet Comic Con. But now the complete Harrow County Compendium is 1,078 pages. It's going to be retailing for $59.99. It is a soft cover. It will be available in bookstores on October 28th and comic book shops on October 29th. You can pre-order it now from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Things from Another World, and your LCS or bookstore. This is going to collect issues 1 through 32 and sketchbooks from the library editions, pinups, the Tales of Harrow County, short comics originally printed in the Harrow County single issues, short tales about the supernatural by Cullen Bunn and Maat Crook, comic instructions to the library editions by Chris Schweitzer, and more. Additional art was provided by Carla Speed McNeil and Hannah Lavender, with additional coloring by Jen Manley Lee. And this is a new cover by Tyler Crook. He showed it to us on his show a while ago without the the wording and stuff on it, and it's just gorgeous. You're gonna, I mean, anything those guys work on together, you're gonna love it. And last but not least here, Oni Press has announced that they will be returning to the world of the Sixth Gun with the Sixth Gun Battle of the Six, issue 0, this June. And issue 0 should have a preview up on Comic Beats either today or tomorrow. It was linked, but there was a problem loading with the site. So if you go there and check it out, it might be up now. I'm not sure. I didn't check. But when I checked earlier, it wasn't quite up. So yeah.
Wow.
So that is all of Cullen Watch. So there is a lot of Cullen out there right now, by the way, guys.
Wow.
He is a busy man. And like if you see he writes like all the things that he's worked on for the week, and it's Leo's threatening to have an intervention with me.
True story.
Leo's threatening to have an intervention.
Yeah. He even put the How I Met Your Mother intervention gif. I was like, damn.
Oh, that's too good. That's too good.
But,
all right.
That was so funny.
It was crazy. Right.
Sure,
so now, is it my turn?
Karma here? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do this. Who dis? Do that. So you want to know about the resurrection, man. So I'm sorry. So a lot of people don't know the story of Mitch Shelley, who we know as a Resurrection Man, originally created by Dan Abbott, Andy Lanning, and Jackson Butch Geis. This is a character who essentially has lived thousands of lives, but every time he dies, he comes back with a new superpower that's actually based on the previous cause of death.
Oh, very cool.
And in this Black Label series by the Eisner Award-winning Ram V and Arnaud RK, they're bringing him back in a Resurrection Man Quantum Karma series, where after living and dying his latest life, he wakes the new purpose with this new power, saving the universe. So he must battle through time and space against a sadistic World War II internment camp captain who has inherited a twisted version of Mitch's abilities. So as the lines of cosmic order begin to blur, he will literally be dying to save the universe more than once. Yeah, I mean, Ram V has nothing but great story, great enthusiasm. He said this is a story he's wanted to tell since he first started at DC. He said it's just, again, it's getting to reinvent, reimagine characters in a way that speaks to his own preoccupations and joys. And it's just a story of endless lifetimes, saving the universe, falling in love, all throughout existence. And these pages are absolutely gorgeous.
Very beautiful.
And then cover-wise, you're going to get, there was a main cover by Jeff DeCall, variant covers by Dan Panassian, series artist Anon RK. One of the co-creators, Jackson Geis, will be providing a variant and be contributing artwork for the one-page synopsises for each of the 6 issues, recapping the history of the character. So remember, this is a Black Label book, so it carries an ages 17 and up content descriptor, and I believe this this will be debuting in April. So if you like what you're seeing, talk to your local LCS about getting this. Looks pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty all about it.
I had a feeling.
You think? You think you know me?
Yeah. It's a weird, wonderful character. It's right up your alley, and then the other one too.
Oh, okay, yeah. So speaking of weird and wonderful, dun, dun, dun,
yes.
dun,
So
dun, dun,
let's
this
go.
The silver coin will be back. Now, I understand that some of you have wondered what happened, since it has been 2 years since artist and silver coin co-creator Michael Walsh released an issue. But he has confirmed, while talking about his upcoming Image Comics series, Exquisite Corpses, with the forever phenomenal James Tynion. He said that the series is coming back, and the work on it is actually further than any of us anticipated. So at Emerald City Comic-Con this year, he says he is doing more. He promises. It's something he gets asked a lot. He says he has all the scripts for the next arc done, and he says he's so far ahead that he's already done issue 20. So I just want to point out for any of you. So thank you, Carrie. So any of you paying attention, the last issue is issue 15. So he's this far ahead.
Who?
What?
That's crazy.
Yes, and he says, and I quote, "The new run of stories will feature some of the best scripts I've gotten for the series so far." But he doesn't say whom. And just for frame of mind, people, if you've never read the series, change that. And if you want to know an idea of some of the people who contributed, Joshua Williamson, Ram V, Chip Zdarsky, Vida Ayala, Pornchak Pashodi, Jeff Lemire, Kelly Thompson. So this is absolutely phenomenal. So trust me, when there's more announcements of when these are coming out and whom is involved, we'll let you know.
Yep.
Till then, I would be afraid of picking up any loose change. You know,
all right.
pennies are okay. So, thank you, Carrie.
Last but not least,
Yes.
Yes.
I had a feeling our guest host would be all about this, Boss Baddie. So there is a new chapter in the history of Emma Frost that begins in June. Emma Frost, the White Queen, a 5-issue limited series by award-winning writer Amy Chu, who we know from Red Sonja, Poison Ivy, Cycle of Death, and acclaimed artist Andrea DeVito, who's also known for work on Deadpool, Invincible Iron Man. So this is a story set when the Emma was still the cold-hearted White Queen of the Hellfire Club. So this is her at the height of her supervillain notoriety, doing whatever it takes to secure her throne in the inner circle. So basically, the synopsis, as it's been described, is while she's grappling for power and we're witnessing her ascent, she discovers there is a mole within the Hellfire Club leaking secrets to their enemies. So she will stop at nothing to uncover the truth. So we're going to get a deep dive into her past, learn some shocking secrets, and goddamn, bow down to the White Queen. So as you can see there, that's the cover by David Nakayama. Stunning. This is on sale June 18th. Amy Chu has nothing but positive things to say. She said that this is one character she's always wanted to write. It's not just Emma Frost, but this is villainous Emma Frost. So we're going to see exposing of the inner works of the Hellfire Club, new baddies, just absolute awesomeness. So I would talk to your local LCS.
Oh, I'm picking this up with you. I'm so
I could see you foaming there at the mouth.
Yeah.
You know, this little, you got a little drool there. But yeah, so this is coming out. Looks pretty fucking awesome. Check it out, kids. Boom.
Yes. Okay.
So that's everything. So Carrie, my wallet's feeling a little heavy. Do you have anything that I could just start throwing my money away? Like it means nothing in this day and age?
Why, yes. Would you like to see what I threw my money away on?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Ratatosker, you're going to sit down because I need 2 hands for this one. Okay.
Oh my God, this is like when Ash Williams shows his hand and it's not a chainsaw.
I know.
Seriously, they sent it in this big of a box.
Oh my God.
Okay. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's impressive.
What's in the
Well,
no,
it's a little less impressive when you realize that it's halfway full of this. But okay, so I have to make sure, and you guys are going to check with me that I got everything because it came with this.
Okay.
And this is, by the way, James Tynion the first 10 years at Boom Studios.
Do you want a full screen so everybody can see all?
Yes. Now that I got it out of the box, I can full screen myself here.
Yay.
Okay. So what I'm supposed to have with this order, because okay, they unlocked 5 stretch goals, which means that they should have added a Something is Killing the Children script book added to every physical order in the first 48 hours and unlocked as an add-on item. Free digital editions for all physical orders came at $50,000. Set of premium bookmarks for every physical order over $100 or more. Yes, I fell in that category. $175,000 opened Mimetic trading card set for every physical order of $50 or more and added as an add-on. $250,000 gave a soft UV upgrade to hardcovers and comics, plus a House of Slaughter number 25 added to tiers 2 and 8 plus through 10, plus unlocked as an add-on. And at $300,000, it opened up the Woods trading card set for every physical order of $50 or more and add-on, and the slipcases were upgraded. So I did not get my digital orders yet, but this should have for me the Woods 50th anniversary book. Well, let's go to the big one first. I can't read. This is how bad it is. This is the Woods Deluxe Edition slipcase. Or no, there's no slipcase. But I need to open this, and this thing is huge. It weighs a ton, but I'm
It
waiting
looks very
for
heavy, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So this is the woods.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I know.
Holy
Yeah,
crap,
I can't.
Carrie.
Let me just remove it so I can see what how I'm showing it. But yeah, it's got some neat gloss effects on it, if you can see from the
Oh,
reflection
absolutely.
there. Interior artwork is, the pages are nice and glossy. Let me see if we have some cool stuff in back here to show you. Oh, looks like it's just kind of doing just the comics, but you get some nice pages like this kind of stuff going on. It's just gorgeous. So that was the big buy on my purchase. Now we're going to try to figure out and see if they were able to fit in here. That's where we take the glasses off again. There should be a bookmark, a script book, another bookmark, a trading card set, another bookmark, an archive edition, and another set of trading cards, I believe. And there's, like I said, this was funded back in June, and they had a lot of problems getting everything sent up to us, but they're handling all of the delays and stuff as best as they can. So they're trying. It was, they funded over $300,000. It's got a little bit carried away from them. So I can forgive them for that. But I do want to see what all fits inside this tiny little box. Which these are the Gemini cases, and I think they're my favorite way to send a comic book or anything through the mail these days, because they fold really nice, and something already fell out. Oh no, that was the scissors. Okay, so well, here is the Something is Killing the Children #1.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. And the Something is Killing the Children #1 script book. So came through with those. Let's see what we have here. All the different bookmarks. Something is moving there. So.
Oh, yeah, I like the foilings on.
Wow.
Or like the almost holographic.
Awesome.
That's the woods, and this is mimetic.
Very nice.
It's really pretty. And then these are the mimetic trading cards. So it looks like they might have just missed on sending out the woods trading cards, but you get the good time sloth. Another one is goofy sloth. We don't know. And I guess if you've read mimetic, this will make a lot more sense to you.
Yes.
Questionable sloths.
Questionable sloths.
Wow.
But so that is what I spent a ton of money on. That
worth it.
Absolutely.
Worth it totally, because half of that stuff was add-ons, and all I need to do is wait, because some people are still getting their digital orders in, and so I'm not going to complain until I've given them a day or two to, send out in waves.
There you go.
But yeah, this was so worth it.
It looks
so
gorgeous.
excited.
Oh, that's awesome.
And guys, I also want you to know that Witchblade has shipped out, and that was that one that I told you all about. Like, hey, guess what, everybody? Witchblade is releasing, their thing, and they've funded it like 100,000 times overboard. So if you buy one physical item, you get like 20 things. And seriously, their stretch goals, they hit like a ton of them. So I was like, yeah, go buy one thing and get them all. And so that's going to be coming in sometime soon. But now I got to tell you about the ones that I want, that I want you to check out, that I think are fun. So we're going to start off here. Get this. Let me get this larger again. No, I don't want a full screen. I want to drag it this way. Then I want to drag it that way. But won't it give me a corner arrow? I don't know. All right. Oh. I should share it, shouldn't I? Yeah, that would help.
Sure.
Sorry, you've been sitting here looking at me like, what you guys doing? You're just watching Carrie move the screen around.
It's okay, Carrie.
Watch her type. She's good at that. All right. So, yeah. This is where we're going first. All right. So this is Amor Patris, and it is by Aaron Wroblewski, who we've had on the show before. He is great, and he has a number of different comics out there right now. This one will be fully funded if it hits its goal in 17 days. That's Friday, March 18th by 6 p.m. Central. Basically, exorcisms are real. Something lurks in the shadows. Watching and waiting, immerse yourself into blood, death, and madness. In the chilling world of Amor Patris, I pronounce it wrong. He does it right, and I can't speak Latin. So the first issue thrusts the reader into a narrative of blood, death, and the terrifying unknown. Sheriff Reese arrives at the Anderson farm at what he first believes to be a routine disturbance, but something far more sinister lurks in the shadows. In issue 2, and issue 1 was already released, actually, might have known that. In issue 2, Sheriff Reese turns to a local priest for guidance. The collaboration unearths information about a mysterious father and son duo performing unsanctioned exorcisms across America. As Sheriff Reese grapples with the implications of his findings, will he uncover the truth before it's too late, or will he fall victim to the very evil he seeks to combat? Prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown. Amor Patris is a series that promises to haunt your thoughts long after you've turned to the last page. Okay, so with the comics, you can get both of them in this. And let me pull you up something else to look at here. Next. Both issues are going to be 28 pages. They're 8 by 10.5. U.S. magazine size. The artwork is done by Hernan Gonzalez, whose incredible skills bring shadows to life in this fully black and white comic, an homage to classic horror. Beam winner and Ringo nominated letterer SK brings his own unique talents to the dialogue in completing this comic. And the reward tiers that you can get start at $7 for the digital and go up to $200 if you'd like to be in the story yourself. The next below that is like about $120 to get a collection of like a bunch of different comic covers and everything. The amount of merch and stuff that they have, there's metal cover, there's regular covers, metal covers, and cards, shirts, stickers, magnets, bookmarks, scripts, wallpapers, wine glasses, prints, and more. There are tier combinations for just about anything that you could want. And if you can't get it all in a tier, Aaron's got you hooked up with his add-ons, and if you throw an extra $5 at him, everything will get signed as well. So these are the different shirt styles that you can get. There's a wine glass, a coaster, enamel mugs. There's some buttons, the bookmarks. These are the different prints and trading cards, and you can get them all in metal or regular, which those just, I'm crazy about them. And this is the big print, and it's from a crossover that they were doing. Zombies Are Human Too. And all the different backers, each time they get new backers, it unlocks more into the digital bundle, which everybody will get if you order from this. So they've already gotten over 70 backers, so the first 3 are open. And that is what we have going with Amor Patrice. So go check that out. Like I said, you only have 17 more days, and it's a really, really good series. I have read the first one, and I do quite enjoy it. And you know
Okay.
me, it's great. Now let me pull up the next one here. Go back over here. Click on that. Click on
Shiva,
that.
you just settle, please.
What? Oh, kitty.
Talking to Shiba.
Kitty.
Shiva. Hi, Shiva. Okay, this one I think is absolutely adorable. So, okay, this is Recon and the Little One, a sci-fi horror one-shot comic. Imagine if your favorite adorable droid was a zombie killing machine tasked to save the last girl on Earth. This project is up for another 10 days. Needs to reach its goal by Friday, March 21st at 7 p.m. Central. Basically, I'm going to try to move this over as far as I can. Move this up here. Doesn't work. Here are some of these are the different covers that come along with this one. And I wanted to just show the artwork real quick because then I can start talking and reading at the same time. So I don't want to shrink it too much. But they take care of this little girl. So basically the premise of this is that food is scarce and scientists go too far with bioenhancing what is left. A vine-like infection grows from inside, causing a need to convert everything back to the earth. Humanity starts to lose a war against this infection. In fear for survival, they build a robot army to fight in their place. This story starts at the end of humanity. So the robots are now without a purpose, or so they thought. This is a 24-page dystopian robot versus zombie comic, which follows an overexcited recon bot with a mission to keep the last girl on Earth safe. They compare it to Samurai Jack meets Wall-E, tasked with saving the last girl on Earth against zombies.
Amazing.
That sounds really cool. Yeah.
This is some of the different merch you can get. The reward tiers, they go between Recon and the Little One. It's a 24-page comic, standard American comic size on high-quality gloss paper. You can get different cover options. There's a bunch of additional bonus content in the deluxe digital PDF. Higher pledge levels, backers will be able to access campaign-exclusive limited editions, like this little handmade 6-inch Recon statue. And at the highest pledge levels, you can receive limited opportunities to be drawn into the world yourself as a zombie. Some of the other tiers also include Sean Wood's other books, The Fog Within, issues 1 through 3. And there's all of these add-ons. And these are the backer goals. They have a similar thing with the different comics. They get 25, 50, and they've opened up, they have over 125 people now. I had to update this because they gained 25 backers from the last time I'd put it up. So they have more people open. And one of the cooler things that I hadn't seen before is that you can buy indie creator advertising. So for $50 as an add-on, this tier offers a half of a page ad in the back of the comic. They also promote all of your social media and Kickstarter updates as a sponsor. They will assist in making a cool ad if needed. You have to provide the ad by the 5th of April, and they reserve the right to decline any ad and refund your money minus fees that if it's not quality, you know, it must be safe for work comics. But yeah, so I've never had an add-on before that I've seen where it's like, okay, yeah, you can go ahead and put advertising in it and we'll promote your comic. And, you know,
amazing.
Like, it's amazing.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And finally, the last one.
Oh, okay.
Because I actually probably have to bow because I still got to get all this off, and 5 a.m. comes really early.
Okay.
I hate 5 a.m. wake ups, guys. I hate 5 a.m. That stupid o'clock in the morning. That should not exist.
Okay, this is just for, if you want to hold on for just a sec, it's just
Oh, I
re-promoting
want to
Axel's
say,
Infernal for Dan.
no,
Okay,
I actually want
yeah,
to say.
yeah, we'll be done in just a second here because Dan Chichester is going to be joining us again very soon, and we are still hoping to get people to go ahead and start signing up for Axel's Infernal #2 Kickstarter. It hasn't launched yet, but it's still they're waiting to launch until they can get enough followers going on for it to be worthwhile launching. Axel's Infernal is written by D.G. Chichester, with art by Carl Waller, and basically the Underworld Transportation Authority is roaring back onto pages and screens with hot delivery for comics readers. Sign up to get notified when Axel's Infernal #2 is ready to launch and be the first to know about the 48-hour early bird discounts on comics, stickers, behind-the-scenes scripts, and more. Hijacked into trucking for the UTA, Percy delivers damnation across dimensions, plagues, monstrosities, boiling pitch, the works. But this is more than just a devil of a job. It is your chance to bring a new comic to life. And Percy rides in her truck with Virgil. Little references there. Percy, Persephone. Yep. Axel's Infernal #2 is a wickedly illustrated full-color 24-page comic printed on 80-pound cover stock and 80-pound gloss text paper, second in a 5-issue miniseries, and each comic is individually bag-boarded and ships in those lovely Gemini mailers. So that's it for Carrie's crowdfunding.
Cool.
Sign up. Go buy things.
That axe looks so cool. I mean, all of it looked great, especially when yeah.
All right.
Did you get the first one? If you haven't got the first one, you'll have to get it together.
I will get it. Listen, that looks so cool.
All right. So, Carrie, let me talk about the next guest, and then we're going to sign off.
All right.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us with Splash Pages. We had a great time with Keith Williams. We hope you did as well. Tune in next week when we have one of our favorites. I mean, they're all our favorites, but, one of our favorites returning. Philip Kennedy Johnson will be back. We're going to talk to him about what he's been up to since we saw him last year, which, spoilers, it's been a lot. So we're super excited about that. We have one or two other great guests to wrap the month up, and then April is also going to be just as great. So stay tuned for more, and I don't know, I'd say keep your Tuesdays open.
Yeah. So I'm Carrie. You can find me there at facebook.com. If there is a crow that is looking at you and judging you, that is me. It takes you to everything else I do. I am also on the Owlite Network, and we have next Sunday. What's my schedule? Morgan Sylvia. I'm going to be interviewing on the Clutch of Personalities, and Jim the Terrible will be on Monday. I missed last night's. I don't know what it is, but catch me here, catch me there, catch me anywhere. And Mahana, what are we gonna find you?
On my most active on Instagram under the Cheery Goth, CHEERY, Cheery, not Cherry. I don't know, maybe I might change it, I don't know, but and I believe all my appropriate links are also on my Instagram.
All right.
Okay. Hi, everybody. When I'm not snuggling with this capybara, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Ghostbusterman1984. I'm also on Blue Sky under my name. I'm a lot of places, doing a lot of things, and I'm generally busy. So if you want to leave a message after the beep, I'll make sure that I get back to you at my earliest inconvenience or after I take a 3-hour-long nap. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you for showing up, and have a good night.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Goodbye.